May, are you there? I want to know just what the heck you think you're doing, huh? I mean, really, what is the matter with you? How could you do this to your own sister? How could you sleep with your own sister's husband? What in the world drove you to do that?
I was wondering when you were finally going to come to try and scold me like the old hag you are. But you can cry all you want. To me, it just sounds like the sobs of a sore loser.
A sore loser? You can't be serious, right? How dare you call me that? You realize you're in the wrong here, don't you?
Says you. Things seem to be going pretty well from where I'm standing. After all, Brian works for such a huge company and earns so much. Not to mention he's incredibly handsome. He was way too good for a fat, ugly nobody like you. Clearly, Brian deserves to be with someone more on his level. Someone like me. I guess you could say that him and I were destined to be together.
What are you talking about? Are you seriously trying to tell me that your soulmate was my husband?
Actually, that reminds me. Are you just reaching out to me because you finally got the divorce papers from Brian? Or because you heard that we were going to the courthouse to register ourselves as husband and wife?
It was the divorce papers, if you must know, and when I couldn't get a hold of Brian, I knew that I had to call you to get to the bottom of this.
Well, at least you know the truth. Brian and I are getting hitched! Isn't that amazing?
I still can't believe that you're doing this. It's just horrible. How can you even live with yourself doing this to your own sister?
Oh, please! Can't you just accept that this is over and done with? Anyways, hurry up and send off those divorce papers so we can get married. Thank you, sis! Hey there, Trish! How have you been? Can you believe it's been 5 whole years since we've last talked? What have you been up to lately? Are you still fat, ugly, and single?
Wait, is that really you, May? Wow. I was wondering when you were finally going to reach out to me again. But I should have known that you've barely even changed even after all this time.
Excuse me? And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
You know exactly what it means. Now why are you messaging me? What do you want?
Whatever. I can let mean comments from a loser like you slide. Actually, I have some big news that I need to share with you. So I guess we can just say that I'm being nice enough to ignore the snide remark that you made.
I don't really care what you do about that comment at this point. Just tell me what you're messaging me about.
So you really just want me to get straight to the point? No small talk or catching up after all this time?
May, do you have something you want to talk to me about or not? Because if not, then I don't see the point in carrying on like this.
You really are no fun, you know that? Fine. If you must know, next week I'm going to be coming home with my daughter!
Oh, wait, you're going to be coming with your daughter? I didn't even know that you had any children.
Well, I do. And that means that I gave our parents their very first grandchild. So, what do you think of that?
Well, how old is this daughter of yours?
She's 2 years old, if you must know.
2 years old? Is that really right?
Of course it is. You think I don't know how old my daughter is? Anyways, the reason that I'm coming home is because Brian and I got a divorce and I don't have anywhere else to go now. So, I'm coming back home.
Oh no, you mean that you two got a divorce? I thought that you were soulmates.
Can you believe it? I thought that we were soulmates too. That damn Brian quit his big fancy job and then took something that paid way less. He said some dumb thing about wanting to follow his dreams, and I know that that wasn't going to work out between us.
Hold on a second. So you're telling me that you went to the trouble of stealing your own sister's husband and then ended it all over a career change?
Sure, he might not have just become unemployed, but he took a job that paid so much less than what he used to get. I had no choice but to leave him, don't you see?
And now you want to come crawling back home because you have nowhere else to go?
I mean, that's a pretty nasty way of putting it, but the meaning is basically there.
And you really think that you can just disappear from all of our lives for 5 years and then just show up like nothing happened?
I think that when Mom and Dad see their favorite daughter come home with their first grandchild, that they might give me a break.
Well, we'll just see about that, won't we?
I suppose we will. Or rather, we would, but I have other plans. Namely, you're taking up too much space at Mom and Dad's house, and all you're going to do is get in the way of me. So, I need you out.
Sorry, you're trying to kick me out of the house. Do I understand that right?
Of course. What use even is there of keeping around some divorced old hag like you, huh? Nobody needs or wants you. Why do you think Brian left you when he realized that your sister was far superior to you, huh? I don't even know what he saw in you to begin with.
You know, I really don't think that you know what you're talking about right now at all.
And just what is that supposed to mean? Do you know something that I don't?
You could say that. For example, you aren't the one giving Mom and Dad their first grandchild.
What are you talking about? How is my daughter not their first grandchild?
Well, that would be because they already have a 4-year-old grandson, I'm afraid. In fact, they have 4 other grandchildren in addition to him.
Wait a second. You're telling me that you have 5 children? But that can't be right. I mean, you're such a fat, ugly cow. Who in the world would want to have kids with you?
Sorry, I guess I should have made that clear. It isn't that all 5 of the kids are my children.
What are you talking about them? Did you take in some strays off the street or something? Is this supposed to be some kind of plan to get Mom and Dad to like you more than they like me?
No, it's nothing like that, but as you know, we have a 3rd sister, right? Well, a few years ago, she married someone she was going to college with, and they started spitting out kids like nothing.
Hold on a second. You're telling me that Paula got married? Well, how many of the kids are hers then?
That's right. She got married, and her husband have 3 kids between the 2 of them now. Of course, she's the youngest of us, and we were all worried since she got pregnant her first year of college. But she stayed with her boyfriend, who's been really very supportive and responsible. As for me, I have a 2-year-old daughter and an 8-month-old son, so altogether our parents already have 5 grandchildren.
But, I mean, she's the youngest. But she gave our parents their first grandchildren. You have to be lying to me. I refuse to believe that you're telling me the truth. And how do you have 2 kids already? You're supposed to be alone forever.
You are right that some men in this world would hold having gotten divorced against a woman, but there are plenty of understanding men out there as well. Besides, it isn't like I've just been some shut-in ever since the last time we talked. For example, I still have my same job that I did when you fled.
But I don't get it. This wasn't how things were supposed to go.
Anyways, I feel like we've gotten a little bit off topic. But what were you saying about wanting to move back in with your daughter?
That's right. Even though I might not be bringing home Mom and Dad's first grandchild, I'm still their favorite daughter, and I know they'll love to have me come home. So, before I get there, I need you to move out of the house and make room for me. I don't care if you're there with your husband and kids. I want you all out.
But I don't even live with Mom and Dad anymore.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Yeah, a few months ago we were moving out of there, and now we're all gone from the house.
But that means that if you're gone, then I should just be able to move in without any issues, right?
I just really don't know if there would still even be a room left for you there, though.
What do you mean? If you and your family have all moved out, then there's got to be plenty of space for me there.
Do you even know where Mom and Dad's house is?
Of course I do! You really think that I don't have their address? Did you really think I was going to let something like that stop me from what I was doing? Thanks for telling me that you're gone. You've made this whole thing so much easier for me. Finally, tomorrow I can go home. Trish, are you there? What's going on? I don't understand. Where's the house? Why isn't the house where it's supposed to be? It's just a flat, empty lot now?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Mom and Dad were doing their best to stay there and keep the house. But in the end, they decided that it would just be easier to sell the whole thing and downsize.
So you're telling me that Mom and Dad sold their house and moved away?
That's right. Although I don't really know about how much they sold it for or who they sold it to, but I guess whoever owns the property now had some reason to get rid of the house. But then again, it was getting quite old, and I don't even know how safe it was to be inside.
But what about Mom and Dad? Well, where are they living now? What did they do after they moved?
Well, I told you about how a few months ago my husband and I were getting ready to move out, right?
That's right. You told me that you were all getting ready to move out of their house, but where did Mom and Dad go after that?
I guess I should have been more clear. It wasn't just my family that was doing that. Mom and Dad moved out then as well. They applied for a waiting list at a retirement home and have been renting an apartment until an opening comes along.
You mean that Mom and Dad are going to try and move into a retirement home?
I mean, they aren't exactly spring chickens anymore, you know? So they're in a pretty small space for the time being so that they can save up their money for when they move into the home. That's why I said that I really don't think that there would even be a room for you if you did move there.
But surely they must have some room for me. I mean, I'm their prettiest and favorite daughter, right?
I really think that you're the only one who thinks of yourself in that way. Because I'm pretty sure that our parents actually all love us equally.
No, that can't be true. How could you say something so awful?
I mean, if anything, you're now their least favorite after how you stole my husband from me. In fact, you should know that they told me if you ever show up in our lives again trying to ask for help, that they would have no problem turning you down right away.
But then, where am I supposed to go? Trish, are you there? I really need you right now. It's just terrible.
What is it this time, May? What could you possibly want from me now?
Are you really living in Brian's parents' house? What is going on? I want answers right now.
What are you talking about? I seriously have no idea what you're going on about.
I mean that after I learned about Mom and Dad's plans to move into a retirement home, I didn't have anywhere else to go. So then I tried going back to Brian's parents' place to try and patch things up with him. We were renting an apartment together before, but I know that he canceled the lease after we got divorced. So I thought that he might have gone back to live with his parents for the time being, but then when I got to his parents' house, I saw that your car was parked in their parking lot. Also, it wasn't even their house that was there anymore. Their house had been demolished and replaced with this really amazing looking mansion?
Oh, that's what you're talking about. I guess that means that you were that sad-looking lady with her daughter that I saw staring from my window.
How dare you call me that? Just tell me what's going on right this instant. I want answers.
Right. I guess maybe I should have explained this to you the last time we talked. But the man that I got married to after you ran away was actually Brian's cousin.
Wait, what? You married Brian's cousin? But hold on. Isn't Brian's cousin that genius entrepreneur who was on the cover of all those finance magazines?
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I think that he has had a couple of interviews and photo shoots and stuff like that.
But then that still doesn't explain how Brian's cousin ended up owning Brian's parents' house. How did that happen?
Well, that happened about 5 years ago, actually, not long after you and Brian ran off with each other. Brian's mom was so shocked by what her son had done that she actually had to be hospitalized.
Wait, really? Are you serious about that?
Yep, I'm very serious about it. But I guess that you two were so caught up with what you were doing that you never heard about that happening. But anyways, Brian's parents just wanted a new start and got out of that house as soon as possible. So their nephew offered to buy their land for a good price so that they could get out right away. It wasn't long after that that we bumped into each other while running. Sparks flew, and the rest is history, pretty much. He demolished the house, and we built up a new one, and here we are.
But if his cousin bought the house from his parents, then what happened to Brian? I was sure that he would have gone back to live with his parents.
Actually, now that you say that, Brian stopped by here just a couple of days ago.
Hold on. Brian was here just a couple of days ago?
Yeah, that's right. He, like you, thought that his parents' house would still be here waiting for him. But the only person who was home then was his cousin, who explained to him what happened. Of course, he didn't give Brian his parents' new address. After Brian realized he wasn't going to get anywhere with his cousin, he just wandered off dejectedly.
Well, it would have been good to know all of this before I came all the way here.
I guess so. It's not really my problem either way. If you want to try and get back together with Brian, that is completely up to you. Either way, I want you to leave me out of it and stay away from my house. My husband and I don't want anything to do with you or whatever you're scheming.
But I don't have anywhere to go. You know that.
Well, don't think that you can come to me asking for help, because I have nothing to say to you at all. Got it?
But you're my sister. You can't do this to me. Please, you have to help me. We're supposed to be there for each other at times like these, right?
Oh, please. When were you ever there for me? You literally disappeared from all of our lives for 5 years, and now you think you're entitled to our help? You have some nerve even thinking that that's an option for you. Just leave me alone.
Trish, please don't do this to me! You're all I have left.
You lost me a long time ago, May. Now just go away and leave me alone forever. After that, May ran up to my front door and started ringing the doorbell over and over again. She never stopped until I finally called the police on her and they told her to get off my property. After that, I never ever saw her again. Although according to some friends of friends who were still connected to my sister, she ended up moving in with some old friend, but she could never find Brian or anyone else to marry for that matter. I even heard that she ended up giving up her child for adoption since she could no longer take care of her. I never mentioned this to May, but Brian's parents actually ended up paying me off so that I wouldn't pursue their son for his infidelity. Not only that, but both May and Brian's parents ended up cutting them out of their wills. Although, I guess they have no way of knowing any of that now. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Oh, Kendra, I need a word with you. It's actually really important. You really need to hear this. There's no mistake that you'll end up being single for your whole entire life. You're just so unlucky in love, aren't you? Is this you, Heidi? What are you talking about? What's brought this on all of a sudden? What are you trying to say, Heidi? I think you know what I'm trying to say here, Kendra. You're such a plain, depressing and gloomy person. No wonder no man wants to be with you because you're that depressing to be around. If you had at least half the cheerfulness that I have, you would be living a slightly better life. As for getting a marriage partner, well, your personality specifications might not be that good as a girlfriend, but something might be there that some guy will think you're a catch. You know, it really is a shame that you'll be alone for the rest of your life. Oh my god, I think I'm tearing up with how much of a shame it is. You poor thing, Kendra. Okay, thanks for that, Heidi. Really needed to read that. You just say things so casually, just out of the blue. Oh, you're most welcome. It's my pleasure. Do you really think that I feel sorry for you or something? Oh, by the way, I've got something to tell you since you're messaging me. Next Sunday afternoon, there will be guests coming over to my parents' house. Oh, really now? May I ask who these mystery guests are, or are you just going to keep it a big secret? My fiancé is coming over to talk with my parents. He's going to ask my parents' permission to marry me. Excuse me, what? What are you talking about? Are you actually being serious right now? What fiancé? Your fiancé? That can't be possible, can it? He's going to meet your parents for the first time and he's going to ask for your hand in marriage? He's getting their permission? Yes, that's what I just said. My boyfriend and I met at the same university. We're planning to get married and register our marriage in about a year's time. No way, what? You can't be serious. Is this for real? You're actually dating someone? Like an actual man? He's real? He's living and breathing? Well, that's what I just stated, Heidi. I don't get why you don't believe me. I think my mother will talk to my brother tonight about my fiancé. I'll leave it up to them to decide whether or not they want to meet him at this point in time. Wow, I just can't believe that it's true. You've actually got a man who wants to marry you? Yeah, well, I'm going on a date with him right now, so if you'll excuse me, I'm going to have to end this conversation here. But why? I'm not done talking to you. You leave and throw all this information at me? Are you actually telling the truth, Kendra? I have so many more questions to ask, though. Spencer, we need to talk. It's urgent. You won't believe what's going on. Have you finished work? If you've finished work, please message me. Have you heard from my mother-in-law at all? Has she mentioned anything to you?
Oh, hey, Heidi. What are you talking about? I don't think she mentioned anything recently. Did something happen?
You're not going to believe what I just found out. Kendra has a man, like a real man with flesh and bones.
Really? That can't be right. She's actually dating some guy? Like a real human being?
Yes, a real human being. Apparently she's going to introduce him to her parents so that the guy can get permission from them to marry Kendra. He's coming by their house next Sunday, I assume.
What the heck? That's crazy. I can't believe that she actually has a man. Well, before you know it, it somehow happened. She's no more than a pathetic, depressing younger sister who somehow managed to get a guy to like her.
I heard from her earlier, and she mentioned that they attended the same university and that they started dating. Oh my god, I can't actually believe any of this.
What are you talking about? What's happened now?
Kendra's actually graduated from university? I just realized that. It didn't sink in until now.
Yeah, let me think. Yeah, she definitely did graduate from university.
But from where, though? Where did she go that would accept her and let such a pathetic girl study at such an institution?
Heidi, she went to Cornell University.
No way. Really? She went there? Isn't that one of the most prestigious universities in the United States? I thought she was only just a high school graduate and did nothing much with her life. I didn't think she could be accepted to a place like Cornell. That's so hard to believe.
I didn't think I said that she was just a high school graduate. Maybe you just forgot that she went to university.
Maybe. I don't know. I probably didn't listen to her when she mentioned it. Wait a second. So does that mean her fiancé also went to Cornell as well? What the heck is going on here? I can't believe this crap. It's just so annoying.
Okay, Heidi, I understand. Why don't you just try calming down just a little bit, okay?
How can I calm down, Spencer? This is so unfair. How can she get into a school like that when she's so pathetic and depressing? That is so unfair.
Look, Heidi, this isn't something to get too worked up over, okay? Hey, just because they both went to Cornell University doesn't mean they got amazing grades and were excellent students, right?
But that doesn't make sense to me. It's still an amazing school and they got in. What are you even saying?
After all, someone from Cornell like him would of course most likely be the kind of person that would choose Kendra as a partner anyways. Besides, in this day and age, your educational background or your status in society aren't always equal to each other. You could be a complete lowlife.
Ah, I see what you mean. So they could be just as bad as each other, really. That makes sense, right?
Exactly, Heidi. So in all honesty, I don't think there's any point in worrying about it.
That's true, yes. I'll stop worrying so much about this. I guess I was just disappointed and so perplexed about finding this out that I lost the plot a little. You know, you're absolutely right about all of this. Hey, Spencer, because it's such a big deal that she found some poor guy that he's going to marry her, how about I take a stance on not meeting this lowlife until the day of Kendra's wedding? That'll really stir things up, huh?
I don't get what you mean. Why would you want to do that? I thought that maybe you'd want to get as much information out of him as possible.
Because we are such a superior couple who are much better than them, there's no need for us to see them before the wedding. It's so we can show that we don't want to mix with the likes of them. They're just lowlifes, and their marriage is going to be so insignificant.
Ah, okay. I get what you mean now. That's a pretty extreme thing to do, but I can see why we should do that. You're always so good at coming up with interesting things, Heidi. You're very savage, you know that? Let's do it and put it into practice. It's going to be so funny when they see that we want nothing to do with such scums like them.
Hey, Spencer. Hello. What are you up to? You're coming straight to the wedding venue after your night shift, right? Will you be able to find the place? Or have you already arrived?
Hey, I just got to the venue now. Isn't it great to have a wedding at such an amazing venue? This fella that Kendra's with is super cheeky. It's like he's pulling out all the stops to make it look like he's not such a lowlife. Don't you think it makes sense for a little sister to have a wedding that's a bit more modest than her brother's wedding? You would think that she'd consider that. Of course, this guy she's with didn't.
That's so true, Spencer. You're so right. How dare she be like this, trying to show up her own brother and thinking she's better than you? Even though she's just a plain and pathetic little girl.
Okay, Heidi. I think you need to settle down about this, all right? You're getting way too carried away. This is my sister we're talking about.
Hey, if you don't breathe air into the fire, Spencer, it can get dangerous. That's all I'm doing in this situation. Don't you think that I should do something about your pathetic sister? I am such a genius. I'm so clever. What a successful surprise. Or maybe it would be more fitting to say, what a huge success instead. I can't decide which one is better to say. Is that you, Heidi? I don't get what you're on about. You don't happen to be drunk, are you? Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I quite possibly could be drunk. I had a drink with my friends and then came straight to your wedding ceremony. If I want to have some fun, I really need to have a few drinks. You know, Kendra, I was looking forward to seeing a drab and super depressing wedding because that's what you are. I was so shocked to see how magnificent the wedding venue looks. You're just trying to show off now, aren't you? So as punishment for ruining my mood, I'll just push you from the top of the stairs and boom, down you fall. It was so funny. I crack myself up sometimes. Heidi, do you have a clue about what you did? Did you even think through all of this? Yes. You think I should apologize to you, right? Well, I'm sorry that I had no choice but to push you down the stairs. I was drunk and my hand just slipped. I couldn't help but be off balance. And now I'm injured. Don't you even feel just a little bit of remorse? Don't you care about other people's feelings? Look, Kendra, a bride wearing a white dress and white bandages goes so well together. It'll become such a well-known look now, huh? Are you kidding me, Heidi? Is that all you wanted to say about this? Oh, don't get so angry now. Not that I'm scared of you or anything. You're so pathetic, Kendra. Your brother was also in a bad mood. I guess it just comes with being a part of such a crappy family. He's right here beside me laughing at this whole mess. That person isn't part of the family. Excuse me? What are you talking about? Stop making me get confused. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Heidi. Think about what just happened really carefully, all right? You realize that this is a very serious situation, right? Did you notice that the person you threw down the stairs was taken away in an ambulance? Oh, is that right? Well, oops, my bad. It's okay because you're trying to act all high and mighty anyways. Heidi, if it was me that you pushed down the stairs, how am I messaging you if it happened less than an hour ago? Are you still not getting the picture? What do you mean? Didn't I push you down the stairs? So what if you're messaging me after? You pushed the wrong person if you were aiming to push me instead. You didn't push me down the stairs. You pushed my friend, Heidi. Wait, what? Oh, did I? It was your friend. Well, if it was just a friend that I pushed, then it should be no big deal. So on behalf of my family, I apologize to you for getting the wrong person. You can't just talk to me like that. You are so rude, and you need to take the consequences of your actions. What? You? Aren't you brave for not calling me by my name? I'm so scared. Hey, you big jerk of a brother. We need to talk, you disgusting human being.
I beg your pardon? What is with that language? What did I do? What's with you calling your own brother disgusting human being? That's not nice.
You know that I saw the messages that my oh-so-lovely sister-in-law sent me, right? Did you know that the person Heidi pushed down the stairs and that we had to get an ambulance for was my friend?
Yeah, I might have known about that. Well, I'm sure your friend is probably a similar type of person as you since you're both friends. Sad and pathetic, I bet.
It was Sasha Bennett that was pushed down the stairs.
What? Who are you even talking about? How am I supposed to know all of your pathetic friends?
Are you kidding me right now, Spencer? I won't take that as an answer. Surely you must remember her name. Think about it, you idiot.
Sasha Bennett, you say? Oh, crap. Wait a minute. No way. Can't be. She's not a relation of Mr. Bennett, my company's boss, is she?
Ding, ding, ding. You finally got it. The woman who was pushed is your company's president's daughter.
No. This can't be happening. This simply can't be true.
May I ask why not? Don't you see that it's already happened?
There's no way that such a plain and pathetic person like yourself has any sort of friendship with a glamorous person such as my boss's daughter. This must be some sort of crappy joke.
Why would I joke about my friendships? Both of us went to Cornell. We were in the same year.
I'm sorry, what? She went to Cornell as well?
Yes, I did just say that. I suppose I should also tell you just one more thing.
What is it now, Kendra? You're already making me stressed out as it is.
You and Heidi never made the effort to meet my fiancé, or rather, you completely avoided him as you had no interest in meeting him, am I right?
Yeah, and? What's wrong with that? If we don't want to meet your pathetic fiancé, then we don't have to. Why do we need to meet a man who's choosing such a lower-leveled woman like you? Just being related to a superior couple like us is enough to make you feel at least somewhat feisty, even though you're so boring.
Okay. Do you have the invitation on hand right now?
Yes, I do. But what's that got to do with this?
Haven't you even looked at the groom's name?
I don't see much point looking at his name if he's going to marry you.
Don't be an idiot and read what the invitation says. Look at his name.
There's no point, Kendra. I don't care and will never care about this guy you're marrying. Okay, what's going on here? Fine. I'll look at the stupid invitation. The groom's last name is Bennett. What the heck is this? Some sort of cruel joke? Just hold up a minute, Kendra. Is this for real? If I'm not mistaken, my boss had twins. A daughter and a son. No way! You're not marrying my boss's son, are you?
Oh, yes, I am, big brother. It's his son. He was also in the same year as me at Cornell. That's how we met.
But how can someone like him be into you? I don't understand this situation.
Well, of course, this doesn't mean it's okay to push someone down the stairs or not. Your own wife just pushed your boss's daughter, and the groom is his son. With that, it seems that the position you're both in is a bit like walking the plank. You're going to be in a lot of hot water with your boss, I'm sure.
This can't be happening. This is a complete disaster.
I guess there's no need to give any more of an explanation. You've got all the information you need.
You can't be serious right now, Kendra. You've gone and messed everything up.
Now, just hold up a minute, Kendra. You could have told me all of this in advance, so none of this would have happened. Well, I did try to tell you, Heidi, but you weren't taking any of it in, so I couldn't say a word without your criticism. This is ridiculous. I can't believe this. This is so bad. You avoided meeting my fiancé and refused to meet him, and now it turns out that you're his enemy. This can't be real. You're lying to me. There's no way that I would have known that something like this would happen if we hadn't met. I wish I had met you without being so amused about the situation. That shouldn't be what you regret, Heidi. You're an idiot, just like my brother. Spencer, you need to reply to me right now. Where the heck did you go? Don't you think it's bad to run off whilst I was in the middle of messaging your pathetic sister?
Would you just shut up, Heidi? You've gone and messed everything up. You screwed up big time. I don't want to be with you. I want a divorce.
What the heck, Spencer? Why? I've barely done anything wrong.
If you're going to be like that, you're definitely going to get arrested for what you did. It's no joke that the filth in this society are people like you, my own wife.
Excuse me? How dare you say that to me? I'm not filth. You're the one who agreed to your sister's punishment, didn't you, Spencer?
But you're the one who went through with it, not me. I had many complaints about Kendra because she's my sister. I would never go to the extent of trying to push her down a flight of stairs.
Oh, so now you think it's okay for your own wife to be treated like a criminal then? Doing what I did is not that bad.
If you can't see what you did was wrong, then I'm divorcing you. That's why I don't want to be your husband. I don't want to be involved in the downfall.
What did you just say? You can't just leave me when you're just as bad.
Hey, Kendra, why have I been cut off by the family? I divorced that horrible wife. That has nothing to do with me, I swear. And by the way, I have received a transfer offer to Kansas City Town sales office. If I get transferred there, I won't be able to get promoted anymore, and I'll be downgraded to just a regular employee who's been there for a number of years.
So, why are you telling me this?
Well, you're married to my company president's son, right? The wedding was actually quite a small one in the photos with a small party of relatives. Sasha's injuries weren't life-threatening either. The ceremony was held at a different time due to the circumstances at the venue, but it wasn't canceled. So I'm now the next president's brother-in-law and his wife's older brother. Don't you think it's odd to be demoted? Please say it's odd and help me get back on my career path. Please, Kendra.
What were you saying earlier? It won't be my husband who inherits the company. It's the person who got into an accident. It'll be Sasha who takes over.
Excuse me, what? It's not going to be your husband?
My husband works for a company in a completely different industry and has no connection to his father's company.
Can't be serious. Is Sasha who will be in charge after my boss?
As it was your place of work, I assumed that you knew the details, you know?
I didn't know. This must be some sort of lie. I can't believe it. But my elite life, it'll all disappear if I get demoted.
Oh well, big brother. I don't want to carry on with this conversation with you.
But this can't happen to me. Are you all pranking me?
Good luck with your life, Spencer. Goodbye.
But my elite life. No, I need it. Help me, Kendra.
It seems that my brother was having a breakdown, but I just ignored him. After the incident, a complaint was filed against Heidi. As for my brother, he seems to be telling me that he wasn't involved in the crime. However, considering his current behavior, it's difficult to say that he's completely blameless. The punishment came in the form of being cut off by my family and demotion from the company. But what happened to Heidi? They were unable to reach a settlement, and now she's got a criminal record, and she's being asked to pay compensation and all the medical bills. To pay for this, a relative who runs a business seemed to reluctantly hire her. No one in her family seems to be kind to her after what she did. She had become the snob of her family and always thought she was in the right. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey Zach, are you there? I just was wondering if you think you could get back to me as soon as you see this message, please. I'm just really confused right now. I mean, our wedding was yesterday, and ever since then you haven't spoken a single word to me. I don't get it. Did I do something wrong? Why don't you want to talk to me? Why are you ignoring me? I would have tried talking to you about this in person, but I just don't think that would even give me a response. That's why I'm trying via text right now. But please, I really do just want to talk this out and know if I've done anything wrong. I'm about to head to work and I won't be home until tonight, but I really would appreciate some kind of explanation from you. Hey Wanda, are you there? I just want to say how amazing I thought the wedding was. It was really, really beautiful, and I was tearing up basically throughout the whole thing. Oh, hello there, Tracy. Thank you so much for saying that. It really does mean a lot to me that you were able to make it. I feel like it had been so long since I gotten to see my older sister, and it was great having you there. I know, I really do wish that our lives would let us hang out with each other more often. I wasn't even able to be there when our family and your husband's family met for the first time. I felt like such a lousy sister, but I was out of town for work on that day. Oh, you don't have anything to worry about there. I'm just glad that you were able to make it to the wedding. After all, that's what mattered most. I suppose so, yeah. By the way, Wanda, I'm just curious. Are you home alone right now? Yes, actually, I am. I'm just in my room right now. I see. Well, if you're alone and it doesn't sound like you're doing much, do you think you have a little time to keep texting me? There is something I kind of would like to talk to you about. Oh, yeah, sure. I can text for a while, but is everything okay? What is it that you want to talk to me about? Well, sorry. I should have thought about exactly what I want to say before sending that message. I guess this is all just rumors after all, so I'm sorry to even be bringing this up, first of all. Whatever you're about to say, I've already got a really bad feeling about it. I think I'd rather you just come out and tell me what it is so I won't have to guess about it. Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. I just wanted to ask if you noticed anything at all with Mom and Dad the other day. I think I know what you mean. I was really glad that they showed up to the wedding. But when I went up to greet them, Mom started going on about how she didn't think that my dress fit me at all. She even complained about the traditional white that I was wearing. Then the two of them just started making petty judgmental comments about some of the guests on Zach's side as well. So you mean that they really were doing all of that? I wish I had known. I would have tried to do something to stop them if they knew they were saying all of that. But I only heard that that's what was happening after the wedding was already over. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to try and rein them in. There really isn't anything you need to apologize for. I mean, I'm just glad to be married and that all my family was able to make it. Well, I really am glad that you're not terribly broken up about any of that going on then. But that wasn't the only thing that I wanted to talk to you about, actually. You mean there's more? Did something else happen that I don't know about? What else could you have to tell me about my own wedding? Okay, Wanda. I need you to calm down with what I'm about to tell you, okay? I was talking to our parents and, well, Dad kept talking about trying to marry me off to Zach. Wait, what? Tracy, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, doesn't Dad know that I'm married to Zach? How would that even work? How could you marry him? I know, and Dad knows that too. It's not like he was confused about what was happening or anything like that. And, of course, just to make things clear, I would never ever dream of marrying Zach in a million years. Well, I know that. I would never even suspect that you would even want to try to steal your own sister's husband away. Besides, you and Jason have been dating since high school. You literally already have someone. I know, but, well, you know that I've been trying to keep that secret from Mom and Dad this whole time. You know how they are. They'll just try and get Jason and I to break up if they knew we were together. Oh, you mean you're still doing that? Well, I haven't broken my promise to keep that a secret between the two of us, but I guess that would explain why Mom and Dad are still out there trying to find a partner for you. But surely, they can't be serious about trying to set you up with my husband. I mean, that would just be ridiculous. Besides, Zach and I are already married. How would that even work? I know, but that's what I'm saying. But I had another important question that I just had to ask you. What do you think of Zach as a person? I mean, can I have your brutally honest opinion about him? Because during the wedding reception, I say our dad and Zach's dad talking to each other, and they seem to keep trying to keep the conversation between themselves. I don't know, just seeing them do that gave me really bad feeling. You know what I mean? Well, if I can be honest with you, I haven't spoken a word to Zach since we got married. Wait, you're not speaking to Zach at all? What happened? You two just got married. Don't tell me that things are going bad between the two of you already. Well, I guess it would be more accurate to say that Zach hasn't said a word to me since we got married. It's like he completely forgot I existed since yesterday. Wait, what? Your husband has been completely ignoring you ever since you two got married? Wanda, that's just horrible. I know, but I don't know what I did or why Zach is acting like this. I can't even ask him what the problem is since he's not answering me. I just don't know how we're supposed to stay together if this is how your marriage is starting. It's horrible. I'm so sorry that you're having to go through this right now, Wanda. I wonder what our dad could have been saying. I even saw him talking to Zach at one point, too. Well, it sounds to me like Dad was doing what he always does and trying to interfere in our lives without saying anything. Wanda, do you think that maybe the two of us could meet in person and talk about this face to face? I think that it would be better than doing this over text or a call. I think you're right about that. We should meet up and chat about this in person. Great. And I think the sooner that we can do this, the better. You're right. When would work for you to meet up and talk about this? Would tomorrow work? Maybe on your way home from work. You could meet me in the front of my office since there are all those restaurants nearby. We could go out for dinner while we talk this all out. Yeah, that should work just fine. I don't get off until 5 though, so you may have to go ahead and I'll just go and meet you somewhere.
Great. In that case, let's just aim to meet up around 6:30. I'll text you a restaurant on that street and see you then, okay? Good morning, Zach. I just want you to know that this evening I'm going to be grabbing dinner with a friend of mine. I know that you're still ignoring me, but I just want to leave you a message so that you can know why I'll be coming home late tonight. Anyways, I'm about to head out for work now. I'll see you later tonight, okay?
Hey Wanda, I just want to let you know that I'm off work and headed over to meet you now.
Perfect. I'm going to be getting off soon and was going to walk towards the restaurant where we're going to meet. It's looking like I should get there around 6:30, so there's no rush for you.
Great. It is looking like I'll arrive just around then as well. By the way, have there been any updates with Zach? Or is he still ignoring you like he has been?
I'm afraid that nothing has changed at all, really. I even texted him this morning before I left for work, but he didn't say a word to me.
I see. Ugh. I really am so sorry that you're having to go through all of this right now. Whoa, hold on a second. I just got a text message from Zach.
You mean my husband? He sent you a text message? Are you serious? But then again, I guess I did tell you two to exchange numbers at my wedding.
Right, well, I think I might try and talk to him and see if I can get to the bottom of this. I'll get back to you in a second, okay?
No problem. Good luck with everything.
Hey there, Tracy. This is Zach. We met at Wanda's wedding. I was her husband, remember?
Zach, of course I remember you. Although, I am so sorry that it took all the way until you and my sister's wedding for us to finally meet in person.
Well, you don't have to apologize for that. I don't think it was really either of our faults, right? In fact, if you really want to know what I think that your sister was just jealous. She never told me how beautiful her sister was, and now I'm sure it's because she was trying to hide you from me.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? You think my sister was jealous of me and didn't want me to meet you on purpose? I'm afraid that I'm not really following what you're trying to tell me.
Well, look, I guess I'll just come out and tell you. I've been talking with your parents and my parents as well. My parents were just a little upset that they've never known that your sister has someone as amazing as you. My parents told your parents that they had known you existed, that they would never let your sister and I get married in the first place. But like I said, it's because you weren't there when our families met each other for the first time. I know that Wanda had a sister, but I had no idea what kind of person you were. But your parents told me about how sad they were that their eldest daughter was so lonely. But don't worry, I just want to let you know that I know what it's like to be lonely. And when I first laid eyes on you at the wedding, I knew that I had to make you mine.
Wait, hold it right there. Now, I understand you were told all kinds of things about me, but I want you to know that I don't agree with any of that.
You don't agree with it? What do you mean? You aren't married, right? So you must be quite lonely.
And I suppose it was my parents who told you all of this. Is that right? Look, I'm going to make this very clear to you. Wanda and I have a really, really close relationship, and as her sister, I'm not about to try and do anything to jeopardize her marriage.
But wait, I thought that you would have wanted this. Can we please at least talk about this in person? I've already been waiting for you outside your apartment right now, you know?
Excuse me? You're waiting outside my apartment? And just how did you even get my address in the first place, huh?
Well, your parents gave it to me, of course. Please, you have to come out. I came out here to propose to you.
Excuse me? Have you lost your mind? Did you forget that you're married to my sister?
Just open the door and let me inside. It's cold out here. It'd be better if we talked about this face to face.
It would not be better, and I'm out right now. Thank you very much.
You're out of the house right now? Well, do you have any idea when you'll be getting back?
Zach, I'm going to tell you right now that the answer to your proposal is no. Besides, I have a boyfriend. Wanda, are you there? Things are way, way, way worse than we could have ever imagined.
Wait, what? Tracy, what do you mean by that? Did you talk to Zach? What did he say to you? I have to know.
The only thing that you need to know is that you need to divorce that man as soon as you can.
What do you mean? Can you just tell me what it's that you two talked about? Please, Tracy, this is my husband we're talking about. Just tell me what you said to him.
I'll show you the messages that he sent me when we meet up soon, but you're not going to like them one bit.
Hey, Tracy, I just wanted to make sure that you made it to Jason's house okay?
Yeah, I'm here. Don't worry. After getting those messages, I told Jason that I would feel safer if I went over and spent the night at his house. So I guess I'm going to be staying here with him for now. But I really am so sorry for worrying you before. And I guess now this means that I've told Zach I had a boyfriend even though I'd been keeping it a secret. But at least this isn't the first time I've spent the night at his place. And I have plenty of my own belongings here, but you and I have got to find a way to fix all of this.
I know. I'm so sorry about this, Tracy. I never ever wanted you to get wrapped up in this. I didn't even know that this was happening until now.
You really don't have anything to apologize for at all. But I talked to Jason a little bit about what's going on, and he said that he would help us out with the plan that we came up with.
I see. So I guess that means we should just move ahead with what we talked about then?
I suppose so, and hopefully if this all goes right, we won't have to worry about this ever again.
I see. Well, I just hope that you and I both can stay safe and sane until then.
I think it'll probably take about 2 weeks to get everything ready. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's about how long I was thinking things were going to take as well.
Great. Well, I'll send you the details of what I'll do sometime tomorrow, okay?
Tracy, are you there? I was thinking about you and how I should go on a date tomorrow. What do you think? I know that I might have been a bit forward the last time that we talked, but I have no problem taking it slower. Your parents already know about us, so it's no issues at all. Don't worry, I promise to take the lead with everything and we can move at your own pace. Anyways, I was gonna pick you up from work tomorrow and then take you out of the restaurant with a view of the city. And then I was gonna propose to you. And I was thinking that if you're not too tired after that, then I could take you to a nice hotel and then, well, I suppose I don't have to say anything more, do I? Anyways, I guess I'll pick you up outside your office tomorrow then, huh?
Wanda, are you there? You're not going to believe the nasty message that Zach just sent me.
What do you mean? What did he say? Or maybe I don't want to know on second thought.
Well, he told me that he wanted to take me out on a date to some nice restaurant, propose to me, and then take me back to a hotel with him. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. I can't believe he would actually send me all that.
Oh, Tracy, I really am so sorry that you found yourself in the middle of all of this. I can't help but feel really guilty.
This isn't your fault at all, though, and you really didn't do anything, Wanda. I swear it.
I know, but the worst part is, I can't even just walk away from this because him and I are literally married.
I know, so please don't beat yourself up for this anymore, okay? We're both stuck in the middle of this.
But anyways, you're going to be busy moving all of your stuff from your old apartment into Jason's place, right? You said that you were just going to try and move out of that building entirely now that Zach knows that you live there and has already showed up there, right?
That's right. Actually, I've asked Jason to start helping me move things out of there already, so I think we have about 80% or so of my things cleared out there. I guess we'll just try and get the rest in one more trip tonight, and then I'll never ever have to go back to that place.
I see. Well, since you and Jason already have a plan to move in, I guess I'll put my plan into action tonight as well. I just wanted to let you know that things are already on my end, and I think that we can finally try and bring this thing to an end for us.
I really hope so. I had no idea that things were ever going to go like this. But I really also just didn't accept Zach to be like this. I mean, to go so far as to show me outside someone's home and announce that you're going to propose to them when you've only met them once. It's really, really scary, but I just hope that I never have to worry about something like that happening ever again.
Hey, Tracy, you and I have got some serious talking to do. What the heck are you just trying to pull here, huh? I mean, I drive all the way to your work in my sports coat and with a bouquet of flowers for you, ready to propose, and you're with some other guy? Who the heck is this person anyway, huh? What are you trying to pull here?
The man is my boyfriend, if you must know.
Your boyfriend? What do you mean your boyfriend? I thought they were gonna get married to me.
I never once said that to you, and I was never going to get married. And I told you the other day that I also already had a boyfriend. We've been dating for a long time, and you're not about to come in between us. In fact, we've already talked about getting married ourselves.
But you can't do that. I already talked to your parents about this, and they said it would be fine.
Well, my parents are sorely misinformed about a lot of things. The first of which being that I have a boyfriend at all. I've hidden him from my parents because I know that they would try and make me break up with him. I also know how upset they were when Wanda announced that she was going to get married. They said that since I'm the older sister, it should have been me and not her getting married, and they've been sour about that ever since.
Wait, really? So you really have been dating this guy for, like, years, and your parents have never known about him?
That's right, and now thanks to you and my parents trying to take things into your own hands, I have to get my poor boyfriend involved in this. But I already told you when you first texted me that I would never, ever try and steal my own sister's husband from her. So for the last time, you're barking up the wrong tree. Besides, I've already moved out of my old apartment so that I can move in with my boyfriend. So don't bother going to that apartment building anymore, because I'm not there.
But you can't do this to me. Do you know how much I've sacrificed? Your parents said that I could have you, and now you're just gonna disappear? This can't be happening.
Well, it is, so just accept and move on, you creep.
Creep? I'm not a creep. Your parents said that I can marry you. It's not fair. Hey, Wanda, are you there? I know that we haven't said a word to each other since we got married and all, but I was just wondering if you might want to go and grab dinner with me?
You really want to try and take me out to dinner now, after all this time, Zach?
Well, the thing is that I've already made reservations at a restaurant and a hotel there.
You ignore me for a whole month and think that I'm just going to turn around and fall right back into your arms? That is not what's going to happen. What is going to happen is that you and I are going to get a divorce.
Wait, what? What do you mean? Why would you and I be getting a divorce? We've only been married for like a month. I'm sure the silent treatment hasn't been all bad, right?
The silent treatment? Is that what you call trying to propose to my older sister after we already married?
You mean that you found out about all that? But how?
How do you think? You tried to marry my sister and she told me. You do realize that I can sue you for this, don't you?
Whoa, just hold on there. Maybe we can just talk this out and calm down?
You really think that I have anything to say to you at this point? It's my turn to give you the silent treatment. Don't worry though, I'll leave the divorce papers on the kitchen table for you.
But wait, you can't do that. Please, you can't leave me. Your sister said that they weren't gonna marry me.
I know that. I never ever thought that she was going to. You're the only person who thought this was going to work. You and my idiot parents, I guess.
No, this can't be happening. You mean that I'm not gonna end up with either of you by the end of this? That's not fair. Wanda, please, you know that you're the only woman I've ever loved. The only reason I ever wanted to go along with this was because I knew that your parents are gonna be really upset with me if I didn't. Wanda, please come back to me. Can't you at least answer me? We have to at least talk about this. You can't just say that we're getting a divorce and then ignore me.
Hey Tracy, I just wanted to check in with you and make sure that everything was going okay.
Yes, thank you so much for asking. We actually just finished unpacking the last of my boxes. I heard that you moved out and started living in a corporate housing though. How's that going for you? Has it been a huge adjustment or anything?
Well, it has taken some getting used to, of course, but I actually really like my new place.
Well, that's good to hear at least. I'm glad that you're comfortable where you are.
Yeah, me too, but Mom tried to call me the other day.
You're kidding me, right? Did you pick up the phone? Did the two of you talk at all? What did Mom want to say to you?
Well, she basically just wanted to call and tell me how stupid I was for ruining a marriage with such a high-earning and handsome man like Zach. She told me this is why I was going to be alone forever.
I can't believe she still really thinks all about Zach. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised at all.
But I just don't get it. I mean, why do they think that he earns so much? It just doesn't make sense. Especially when I was the one who put up most of the money for a wedding in the first place.
I know, right? You'd think that Mom and Dad would have known that you're making well above $100,000 a year at your salary.
Well, I hung up on Mom before I got the chance to tell her that. I had heard enough from her and just wanted it to stop.
Can't say I blame you for that. But if you think that you're going to go and get a new phone number, then don't forget to let me know so that we can stay in touch.
Of course, I still can't believe that you and I had to go through all of that.
I know, and I still feel like you and I have so much to talk about with this. I mean, we did so much running around that we barely had any time to slow down and really check in with each other. Maybe when things settle down a bit more for you, you and I could go and get some lunch?
I would really, really like that, Tracy. Let's do it.
Great, well in that case, I guess I'll see you then. Text me when would be a good time for you.
Sounds good to me. I'll talk to you soon. It turns out that apparently my parents were drowning in debt. They had hoped that by playing favorites between my sister and I, that they could convince Tracy to give them money in their old age. Even though Tracy was helping them out a little, they were constantly overspending and letting the debt pile up without doing anything. They went around begging our relatives for help after Tracy told them she was going to stop supporting them. But by then, all our family knew about all the schemes they had tried to pull with Zach and nobody wanted anything to do with them. Speaking of Zach, our marriage ended soon after our last conversation. Apparently, the cause for his divorce has leaked to his office, and before long, the rumors about him were everywhere. He ended up having to quit out of shame. He was also disinherited by his parents for failing to get married to Tracy, and then he had to pay during the divorce for his attempt affair. I hear that now he's living in a tiny apartment, working several part-time jobs and barely making ends meet. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and see more content like this.